some setting in here for putting a title on it. I missed that. I don't know. So Bob Walker Bee Ranch got me excited about trying honey sales. So we're going to try it today. Got a couple bottles. We're out here at De Laurentiis flea market. Says, yeah, I can be out here at 6 o'clock. Well, we got 2 of us out here on this Sunday morning at around 50 degrees. Going to have rain around 2 o'clock. I'm going to see what we can get. We got a few people driving. By the speed of it, they got someplace to go. And buying honey is not on their game plan. So, we got this beautiful scenery. Over here, we've got the old Donato's, I don't know, flea market yard. Some type of storage warehouse. Got a bunch of abandoned stuff all around it. I don't know. Years ago, that used to be booming with people. And then he recently, I guess in the last couple of years, bought this empty lot over here. And it is still empty. We've got a marble and tile factory behind us. And we've got a community center for seniors over here. You can't even see the signs behind the sign. There it is. Community center. And of course, it's backwards. Good old YouTube. I can't figure it out. I mean, I could switch the screen around, but then I wouldn't have any way to read the comments. Of course, there's no comments. There's nobody up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Are you crazy? But this is an experiment to see how honey sales go in Galloway, New Jersey. Oh, and I'm outside the fenced area because I don't think anybody knows anybody's even standing over in this lot. It's a foggy day, so you can barely see anything anyway. And I was out there in a bee yard this morning, and the bees aren't even awake. Nothing really to be doing this early in the morning. Uh-oh, we got 3 people watching us. So that means there's people that have nothing to do on a Sunday morning. At 10:45, we got church, so we'll be bailing out a little early. We got a couple hours, so if nothing happens in that meantime, I'm out of here. And I may not come back because I hear that once you hit around noon, people all leave anyway. At least that's the way it was over here yesterday. I was here for just a split second, sold 3 jars just to see if anybody was interested in the product. And it was a kind of a drag because a lot of people use it in their honey or in their tea. But selling people something on the side of the road, who knows who you are? I don't know. You have to kind of win them over. And after talking to people for a little bit, they start to get familiar with you and say, yeah. And the first thing they do is open it up and start eating it. So there's nothing else to do out here. In case I get any beehives or bees coming around, I got my super smoker coming up here. That'll take care of all the bee problems, right? Calm them all down. Super smoker. There goes some more trucks. This one's slowing down and turning, so I guess we got somebody that's going to be selling something today. Let's see if they pull in the parking lot. Nope. There must be local. some honey here. Anybody want some honey? Any honey? Anybody want some honey? We've got honey in bottles. We've got honey on our fingers. Look at that. It's so fun. I don't know why more people don't want to get into beekeeping and sell honey. If I can get rid of this honey, I should be able to have more food to feed the bees. That's what it's all about, right? It's a repetitive cycle. Sell honey, buy boxes, and build frames, and then have more bees. I don't think I have the comment section on here. I don't even know how this thing works. We can play games, playables. We can play video games while we're on the internet. Chat filter. I don't know how this top fans. Be the first. Oh, so that's what those little crowns are next to your number. Be the first leaderboard by showing support. Try sending a live chat to super chat. News to me. I don't do this chats and live thing very much. I don't know. If you're making a comment, I don't even see it. I don't know. Strange stuff. So that's what I'm doing out here. Selling honey. I got 0. Absolutely 0 sold today. And I sold 3 bottles yesterday. 3 bottles of honey. Very interesting. And the number one people use their honey for is tea. Hot tea. Go figure, hot tea. And they start telling them about, enzymes. And that's what you're trying to drink the sugar water for. Enzymes, right? So you're going to cook them, kill them. And they're like, wow, I didn't know about that. So now, hopefully I've converted a lot of people over drinking cold tea. Or at least not hot. Maybe 120 degrees or less. And then hopefully drink it before the enzymes die. Good luck. Wow, we should show the other cars coming. Here we go. Looks like everybody's coming out of Atlantic City. So behind me right now is Atlantic City. And they would be heading west toward Philadelphia. So we may have like the change of crew. People coming out of work, trying to head home. Maybe they're coming from a vacation, it's over, and they got to get work on Monday. I don't know. I don't know why people would be driving around this early in the morning on Sunday. Why are you so close to the road? Because there's nobody out here. And the idea is to try and get their attention that there's actually somebody standing on the side of the road selling honey, because they won't see it otherwise. They probably won't see me anyway. Unless I stand in the middle of the road. Hello, hello. Oh, and there's a telephone pole right there. So I was standing a little further away and I realized that I can't see nobody until they get past the telephone pole. Oh, and I tried the waving thing. Maybe wave. Hello! 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 Then they think you need help or something. You try the honey waving. You wave the jar of honey. It's like, hello, look, you got honey. Honey, look at this. But they ain't interested. They ain't interested. And at, I think it's 50 mile an hour speed limit here. they're probably going 60 or 70. And the chances that they can stop fast enough to get any honey in their hands is next to none. There's no way. I mean, by the time they stop, they'll be down here. There's actually a traffic light down there. You can't see it for the fog. And they'll be stopped way down there by the time they get the brakes on. Now this guy's, he's driving the speed limit. Did you see that? He's actually driving the speed limit. How can I tell? Because he's going slower than everybody that's out here. Now I saw a car today with jet black car, no headlights on, flying down the road. I was like, yo, look, no lights, turn on your lights. And as it passes by, guess who it was? Our local police. Obviously, the only ones that don't have headlights on. They're probably trying to sneak up behind somebody. That's probably what it's all about. You got a great sense of humor. Don't lose that sense of humor. It's so wonderful to have a sense of humor. Where'd it go? Humor! Humor, where'd you go? I lost it. Yeah, I like the honey too. It's good stuff. Actually, I'm not a honey eater. I'm not a honey drinker. I just got into beekeeping because it was something that I didn't know about. So that tends to be what I do. You research something that you don't know about and look into the whatever is involved and try it. So I had a lot of questions. Why in the world are all these people keeping bee boxes and bee frames and doing all this work? So I looked into it, and I'm still asking questions. And the honey is a problem that I have with the beekeeping. They make this gooey, sticky stuff, and they put it in the box, and then there's no room for the bees. So then what do you do with it? I was at one point thinking about just dumping it back on the ground and letting them go back into the earth and re-fertilize the ground, because to stand out here is kind of like a waste. But why not? We'll see. New experience. Do people actually stop on the side of the road and buy honey going home from work in Atlantic City? I don't know. Oh, we got one that's going almost the speed limit. He's coming. He's got the honey. No, he's got no honey. Missed another one at 50 some miles per hour. Okay, now you can stand out here in the street and you can look in all directions, right down the white line, and there's nobody out here. Nobody. You could stand out here and talk to yourself all day long. There is nobody. It is dead in all directions. Uh-oh. I see a light. You see a light? You see it approaching? I see a potential customer. Oh, two of them coming up. Uh-oh. Better get out of the road. Don't want to be like those squirrels. Three customers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got honey. We got honey. Look at this. We got honey. Oh, that worked great. We brought them babies in. They're buying it up like a storm. Why are car manufacturers design cars to go over 100 miles an hour? Because it's the potential. If you don't have the potential, then you feel trapped. Like if you get in a situation and somebody's chasing you, you know that you can get away. That's what it's all about, right? The escape thing. If you got in a car and you knew the government had these little controllers in there that capped the speed limit, so they capped your speed, so the speed limit of the road, and you never had to worry about getting a ticket, what's the fun in that? Actually, I wish they would do that. because then it'll put all the police officers out of a job, because there's no over speeding, because you can't. And you don't have to worry about putting up speed limit signs. So all the roadside workers would be going out of a job because they don't have to put up speed limit signs. It would save everybody problems. But no, instead we put up cameras, and so we can write tickets remotely through the mail and get more money. And then when you go to try and file, you can't file because there's no person to file with. It's all somewhere in the mail, somewhere, some cyber. I don't know, you got to talk to the camera. Hello, camera. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I don't know. This is a silly idea to sell from the side of the road. Well, Tiny Lion Gaming, you are absolutely right. This is the most silliest idea I have ever heard. But there is a beekeeper out there. He does this apparently all the time, and he goes live every time, and he tells us how he's making all these products. He's got creamed honey, he's got hot honey, he's got molasses honey, he's got all different flavors. And he tells me how he's selling more honey than he can make. So I was inspired. It's the way YouTube is. You know, you watch something and you get it in your idea, you're like, I can do that. Well, today I am trying it. This is day 2. Day 1, I sold 3 bottles of honey. It was just like talking to people. There was a bunch of people out here. And then one of the guys says, oh yeah, we're open at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I said, all right, let's try this out. I mean, I've gone by this lot many times. And have I stopped? I say, yeah, I'd like to stop and look at all this junk that's for sale. But I'm not. Because I got to get somewhere. You know, the little clock thing, you know, you set so many minutes to try and get somewhere, and you know, you always miss it because you got to do that one last thing, and you never get out of the car, out of the house, and you get in the car and you just floor it a little bit faster to try and get there. That's always the way it is. And oh yeah, I forgot about that flea market every Saturday and Sunday. I should stop there one of these days and see what's there. Well, yesterday was the day. I stopped there and I made me some sales. And I was like, wow, this is a new thing. I can get rid of this honey that these bees keep dropping in them boxes, and I'll have room for more bees. Because right now, running out of boxes is the problem. So that's what I'm out here trying to do. Get rid of this extra stuff. It's not silly idea. Selling honey anywhere is a good idea. So you like the idea of selling honey? Why are you selling on the side of the road, especially the people can't? Oh, we got one. Yeah, we got a customer. We got a customer. I think he's a customer because he doesn't have a bunch of stuff and he's turning around. Look at this. Look at this. We got me a customer on the side of the road. $10. Honey grown right here in Galvin. There is nobody out here. The guy said, oh yeah, come out here at 6 o'clock and we can sell it then tomorrow. Yeah. So apparently he thought I was stranded. He was a concerned citizen. So that is the best thing in the world. So now we've got the attention of the people, and they think that I'm helpless out here and need some help. And some of them may actually say, all right, I can actually help by donating some of that green paper that's worthless anymore. I mean, $10. You can't buy a bottle of milk anymore. Cereal. $10 goes no. We got another competition coming in here. Somebody saw all my sales and they just said, I got to get out here and make some money. So look at this. We got We got a potential competition here. Look at this. That's not good. Another person's going to sell all their honey. Everybody wants to sell their honey today. I haven't worn a watch in 27 years. I don't miss wearing a watch. I have no tattoos, no piercings, and no earrings. Well, I remember the first watches that you had those little tiny buttons that you used to put in there to do math, calculus, remember people's addresses and phone numbers. And I thought, I'm spending hours doing all this data entry. How is this going to be a time saver? So now you got a phone you can talk to. Oh, it saves life, because I used to go home, turn on this big box and a big screen in order to do my work on the internet. It was a drag, and you'd sit there for 5 years waiting for one page to pop up, and then you'd read it, and you click on something and wait another 5 years for another page. I am so glad those days are over. I'm so glad you can just go out there and do it anywhere. That beats the old way. Anybody that don't remember the old way? I'm sorry. We used to send smoke signals, it seemed like. It's amazing that the brothers and sisters in the fall garden world that care about others, very impressive. Oh, he's gonna go check the other guy, see how many sales he's got. I don't know. Yes, it is nice to have people taking care of other people. Oh, this is the dude that sells the parking spots. He's out here selling parking spots. He's the only one making money out here today. This is the dude that's making all the killing. Woo! All you need is an empty lot and pay your taxes, and you can make all the money you want. Of course, the taxes go up. I bet this place has got more taxes than you can shake at. You'll probably go nervous, because this is on the side of the road. It's got all this potential of traffic. So the city folk are probably thinking, we can really rake these guys over. For an empty lot, let's see, about $6,000 a month. What do you think? What is it, $6,000 for taxes a month? I think he was saying yes. They're crazy. And it's worse than an HOA, because you get absolutely nothing. I mean, do you see the trash on the ground here? There is no trash pickup on the side of the road. Look at all this stuff. And there's no trees to cut, so there's no tree trimming. It's an empty lot. And look, they'd hardly have to even mow the lawn. There's, what, 5 inches of grass here? So what are we paying for? And I'm telling you what, this road, because it's so big, is probably not even into the jurisdiction here. It's probably a state road, so it's not even paid by your taxes. It's paid by some other thing. That other thing that they write, the rules, right? That's not taxes. You're absolutely right. Well stated. $100 in 1977 for the first calculator the size of a credit card. Holy cow. And that was probably a lot of money. That was probably worth $1,000. Which means that cell phones are probably about the right price then for data and all that stuff. Does anyone know what state he is in? We are in the state of New Jersey. We used to be called the Garden State. And now we are the pollution state of New Jersey. Because all the gardens are getting outlawed. I had a city official stop me from growing wheat in my front yard and corn. They said I can't have weeds in my yard. I said, sir, this is something to eat later on. The straw is for my bedding of my animals, and the corn is for me to feed them. And he's like, you can't have anything over 10 inches growing in your yard. I said, what about these trees? It's like they never heard of straw and they never heard of corn. Like, the Garden State doesn't know what corn is. I've seen people on the internet get in trouble for growing sunflowers in their front yard. The front yard has got to be grass. That's all you're allowed is grass. And it, from your house to the road, it's got to be grass and beautiful, so that the little camera that comes around, who's that? The Google mobile can come around and take pictures, and then everything looks good, so that maybe somebody will want to buy a house in your area. I think that's what it's all about. It's a scam. Everybody wants to sell their house. I'm in New Jersey. Yeah, we're in South. We're not too far from Atlantic City right here. If you drove right now to Atlantic City from this spot, you could get there probably in a half an hour or less. Hey, we got a whole busload of people coming to get some honey today. The honey just left. All them sales are gone. Yeah, so the only thing that's going to slow you down on this road is traffic lights. And the closer you get to Atlantic City, the worse it gets. And when you get into Atlantic City, it's every block or two is a traffic light. And every traffic light is up to a minute that you're waiting. So do the math. Very quickly, you go from flying down the road at 55 to 100 miles an hour to putzing down residential neighborhoods at 25 miles an hour and stopping every minute, every block. So in Atlantic City, when you go from one end to the other, it could take you like an hour just going. Ask me how I know, because I used to do air conditioning service, and I used to think, oh yeah, I'll just go around the split and I'll look on the map, I can get there in so many minutes. And then you spent 5 years in traffic, people making left and right turns and waiting for people to walk across the street. And I said, there ain't no money in no Atlantic City. There ain't money there in Nova. You spend half your day driving around, and then when you get there, there ain't no place to park. And if there is a place to park, I warn you, look on the ground for a number. Because if there is a number on the side of the curb, down there, that's a secret tax. The number means you've got to walk several blocks until you find a box. And then you got to put your credit card, bank account, or something into the box. And they take your money for parking several blocks away. And if you don't, they'll get money from you through a fine. It's a rack. Somebody called it a kiosk. Like, kiosk is a secret word for we're going to get you. And we're not going to put up you remember the old days you used to have little things on the side of the road? You put the money in and had a little dot. No. They put a number on the curb. And if you're lucky, they put a number on the curb. Probably can't even do that. Can't even figure that out. You're supposed to use your mind and count 1, 2, 3, 4 and try and figure it out. Oh, it's the Honey Man. Thanks for coming out here. Yeah, I thought the hood would help people understand what this is all about. But I don't know. I got a couple people. Whoop. Now they're having a conversation on the side of the road, discussing how many dead people they can find today. I'm not sure I think they're getting paid to do that. There's no way that I would be out driving my ambulance this early in the morning for free. There's no way. No, why would you volunteer to do something? If you are, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Nobody does that anymore, do they? Volunteer? Firefighters, volunteer, ambulance services, paramedics. Do they do that anymore? Uh-oh, somebody said a bad review. Yeah, we wish we were in Black Horse Pike. No, this is the White Horse Pike. The Black Horse Pike is that way, several blocks. Why is there a White Horse Pike and why is there a Black Horse Pike? Why do we call the Black Horse Pike 322 and why do we call the White Horse Pike Route 30? The confusion. And if you follow these roads long enough, they changed into other numbers and other street routes. Uh-oh. Somebody's turning around over there. Okay, I think they're going to go get a pool. Got the pool guy down there. Landscaping and pool. Because it's swimming season. 50-some degrees out here. It's swimming season. Okay, you're not near me. I would definitely have to... some business. I thank you, Mr. Hook, for giving me the attention. I appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe because it helps the algorithm, promote this to other people. And it helps YouTube get more money for the ads that they're going to blast at you while you're watching it. By the way, YouTube does not pay that much. Don't even think about it. I get $100 almost every month if I'm lucky. $400 or 4 months get $100. That doesn't even pay for my cell phone service. You will sell honey. Will you sell any honey for $20 a jar? I wish. $20 a jar. It started at $14 a jar the other day. And one of my clients that I dropped some honey off it. I told her originally, I says, you got this honey for $14 a jar. And you're going to sell it for that. You're going to keep $4 out of that. And I'm going to give it to you for $10. That's the deal. Oh, no, I'm not going to make any money on it. I'm not going to make any money on it. Well, after she sold 7 jars of honey, guess what I got? I got $10. At least I got my $10. So, the $10 pays for the jar, the label, and I got a bunch of sugar that I've been buying all winter long to keep these bees alive. So by the time I'm done, if I sell all my honey, I will still be down in the negatives because these bees are costing me a fortune. And I'm making my own boxes to try to save some money. But you still got to buy all the saw blades. You got to buy the electricity and the gasoline to cut all the wood and trees. I'm telling you, honey and beekeeping is the same as having a boat. You just keep dumping money in it. I mean, look at this. I have to patch my own veil because I burn holes in them. And who has the money to buy a new veil every couple of days? So just realize that you're doing something for the fun of doing it. And that's all it's about. It's a hobby that you just kind of like shuffle money around and make yourself think that you're getting somewhere. Unless you're going to go big time, then that's a different story. Yep. You should get a spot and sell at Burlington Farm Market. Burlington Farm Market is a little bit farther away. If I actually had that much honey to dump off, it might come to something like that. But at the moment, I am lucky that I don't have very much honey to sell. So the problem with the selling of honey is it's time consuming. I mean, the amount of time it takes you to load up your truck, the time standing here and waiting for somebody to show up. I mean, wouldn't you rather be home doing YouTubes? Seriously. I mean, to be out here in 50-degree weather in a fog, waving at fog cars. I can't say the emissions because some of these cars are half electric. Well, they probably make emissions. It's just it's kind of deferred. So instead of the car making the emissions, it's the power plant that's burning coal or fossil fuels. And don't tell me that these solar panels that only last 15 years are making electricity. We've got a bunch of them down in Atlantic City, and half the time they're not even moving. So how can you make electricity? And the solar fields, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's just a way of selling you products. And thank you for Bleeding Daisy for giving me a subscribe. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you want, you actually can go on the channel and you can watch a bunch of other YouTubes. I do beekeeping YouTubes all the time, and I have another channel that I have for fixing stuff, and I have another one for the Christmas lights. YouTube told me, you know, all these people that get on YouTube right now, I think, is the people that want to make money on YouTube. I think that's what it's all about. So people will watch the channels. That's why I got into YouTube. I mean, I got a couple views when I put up a couple of beekeeping videos, and all of a sudden I'm like, what is this really? I mean, I just wanted it so I can have a video on the phone so I could share with somebody without having my phone lock up because it's got too many videos. But when people started watching my video, I started to wonder, why are people watching it? And so I, like everything else, I got into trying to answer some questions, and I figured it out. If you put a channel on there, #1 way to make money on YouTube, 6 ways to get more subscribers. People love watching that stuff because they want to make money. They want to get views. So if you do that kind of stuff, you're going to get all kinds of attention, all kinds of people watching your videos. And that's all it's about. At least that's what it is for me. Because I watch people's videos. I go down in their comment section, trying to find out how many subscribers have they got, what kind of people are watching. So I click on each one of the subscribers and watchers to see who they are and what they are. And it's a bunch of people wanting to get into YouTube's. And then what I used to do is put comments in every video. I still do. The idea is hopefully somebody gets to see your name and maybe they'll click on it. I don't know. It might have worked because all of a sudden one day somebody watched my video too many times and then all of a sudden it became monetized. So now I get 0.000001 cents per view. Yeah. So now they have my bank account and everything tied to YouTube. Wonderful. That's what Google wants. They want all your money. We've got a total of nobody out here yet. Oh man, more people are out here. Yeah, what's up, man? You want to be sent 6 or 7? I have sold 1 bottle of honey, which was my first bottle ever. It was actually somebody on YouTube. And the first thing I thought it was a scammer. But it ended up being a real YouTuber. I did some research, and it was another fellow beekeeper. And apparently, he's another one of these people that collect honey from different YouTubers. And it's a thing. Yes, collecting bottles. I mean, I got into it for a little bit. You know, you collect. I got honey from California. I got crazy. But I was in one of those other bottles to add to the collection. And then, yeah. So that was my first bottle ever. Why aren't you're selling honey online in multiple areas like websites, sounds like that's what your customer is doing. That would be even more work, Mr. Frank. More work. And to be honest with you, selling honey is not my goal. My goal is to find out what the bees in these boxes are doing, what they like, what makes them tick. The selling the honey is just a side problem that I'm faced with, because what do you do with this stuff? So I went through the process of looking for a bottle, and the lids are separate. So what color lid you want? Does it have a label or a sticker on it to anti-messing with? And a label. And I bought the labels to have the nice, shiny, cleanable, so when you get your fingers on it, you can wipe it off, for all those people that collect labels. So I got the best label I can get, because I figure this is a collectible. Someday down the road, when you see all your honey jars on the shelf, you want to have one that's lasting, and that's going to be my jar. So that's what it's about. It's not about selling honey. How much you sell your honey for? Right now, I'm trying to sell it for $10 a jar. I have seen honey down as low as $4 a jar. And then I look on the label where it's made. Not the United States. But yeah. And I was thinking what we should really be doing is making funny honey, just like everybody else, and just say on the front of it, not 100% honey, it just has a honey flavor, and you just add some corn syrup to it and some sugar, and be just like the rest. And then we can get our prices down maybe to $1 a jar, and we'll have, if you really want to sell honey, you'll be able to sell honey and compete with the rest of the world. I really wish I could donate money. Donate money. You can actually with YouTube. And I heard they take a pretty big commission, because YouTube is out there to make money on the ads and all the donations. So if you really want to support YouTube, go for it, because I won't probably see much. And it takes me, I think you have to get at least $100 before you can actually see it. So it'll be like months before I actually see the money. Yeah, super chats. Glowing Firewood has the energy. He's a young, one of these young whippersnappers with the YouTube stuff, and it's all new to him. So he's researching it, and super chats is definitely one of the ways. It's almost like the TikTok days when I was on there. You get all these, give me an apple, give me an orange, give me a diamond, and that's how you make your money. But that's the way YouTube is. They started copying off other places. And I actually heard some people saying that YouTube's dying. And I almost think the same thing, because I've watched so many of these big mega channels, and you look at the videos that they put out, and you see 2,000, 500, they're not being watched like they used to be. So I think it's just either overwhelmed with people, or their expectations are getting really narrowed down, so they're picking only the ones that they have enough time to watch. So then you just gotta get weeded out. Because I know I used to watch a lot of channels, don't watch them anymore. I'm watching beekeeping, and sometimes fixing things. But other than that, that's the only ones I'm looking for. And why am I looking for them? Because that's what I'm putting on my YouTubes, is beekeeping, fixing, and some Christmas lights. So I'm looking to see what other people are watching, what other people are being watched, and what they're making comments about, because I will kind of help narrow focus what I'm doing. Because if you're going to do it, you might as well do it for something that's going to be watched. I mean, if it's just going to be me staring at a screen, there's no point in doing it, right? And don't get the idea about leaving your mark on life by having this video that's going to be saved forever that your kids can watch. Because I got a secret for you. Your kids don't care about your videos. They think you're a nut. Dad in his videos, oh, blah, blah. They don't watch them. You put, links to the different ones from the watch. They don't watch them. It's like when you were a kid and when Dad would bring out all those movies and say, oh, we're going to watch our family movies. And you're like, oh, Dad, we have to watch this boring stuff about Dad's life. It's the same thing happening to them. It's boring. They want to watch some other doohickey guy that's dancing all over the screen and going around in circles as fast as they can go and doing stupid stuff. That's what they like to watch. Not old farts doing beekeeping or doing YouTube chats. Now the only problem here, I'm gonna try see if we can find out what time it is here. 7:30. So 6:45, 7:45, almost an hour. An hour, and I've had 0 customers. Now we've got one dedicated person that was out here early. They were told 6 o'clock, and I think they were before 6, ready to go. And they are now setting up tables because they're so excited because they can see on MapQuest that all these people are lined up over here coming to the flea market right now. Honestly, Google Maps, if you go on there, you can see we have a traffic jam. They're fighting their way right now trying to get to the flea market because we have fleas. Lots of fleas. In South Jersey, we've got lots of fleas for sale. In fact, we even have cones over here marking this spot right here because this is the spot that has the most fleas right here. So if you want them, it's coned off right here. This is the spot you want to come get the most fleas right here. Flea Central. Bring your spoon, your shovel, collect as many fleas as you need. Bring them back to your cat or dog. They will thank you for it. People will say anything to keep your attention on YouTube. I've watched so many videos and they just constantly drag your attention to watching stupid stuff so YouTube can get more promotion. Got the super smoker. This may be the largest operable smoker on live chat at the moment right now. It's a fully functioning smoker. And yes, I've used that. And the bees don't like it. No, just kidding. Uh-oh, we got more people on here. I just collect stickers from other YouTube channels. That's another crazy thing. So what we need to do is start selling stickers. Make money. That's probably the biggest thing. All these big corporates care about money unlike small businesses. Yep. Raise them prices. Sell you nothing for more. We are in South New Jersey, not far from Atlantic City, probably about a half an hour away. We're on the White Horse Pike, also known as Route 30 at this particular location. The road changes names as you go through different towns and communities. There are actually old White Horse Pike spots if you want to watch. There's like a little road that goes off to the side. It's real narrow. It's a small community that I guess, decided that they didn't want to have all the highway traffic through that part, so they decided to move the road over and let it have its nice wide noisy traffic and skip our town. Can you make a spicy hot honey? I got some at the Fairy Foods show here in ABQ. Yes, spicy hot honey. The problem with adding anything to your honey is if there's anything but honey in this bottle, you have to get a food license to bottle it and produce it, because now you are a manufacturer of something food-wise. So because this is honey right out of the honey frame, with nothing done to it, it's not been heated, it's not been only screened, a screen, so that means there's small particles that skip through. It hasn't been highly filtered. Then it's called raw, natural, whatever, unadulterated, and then you're allowed to sell it without having to have it inspected, without having to have a license. I guess there's probably a quantity, I forget. I have somebody who looks out for all of those legal expectations, because there's always something that they're trying to sneak in there to get some more money out of you. So no, I can't do anything to the honey but sell it the way it is. Now there are some people that make creamed honey, and it's almost like Cool Whip, where you kind of stir it really slowly and you get real fine crystallization from it. Now that tastes pretty good, because apparently when it hits your mouth, there's different spots in your tongue. They get sensations differently, and because of the creaming effect, it goes to a different part of your tongue rather than roll off like the honey does. And so you get a different sensation. So it almost tastes like you're eating marshmallow whip. Uh-oh, somebody gave, hey, thanks for live chat. Sold, I will buy one, keep on so I get going. So we got Going Firewood. He's going to be meeting me up at church today, 10:45 if you want to go. It's in Egg Harbor City, New Jersey. It's called Emmanuel Church. You can meet up there. We have a sermon. It's going to be, I guarantee you he's going to have a sermon. Mr. James is always going to have a sermon, or somebody else. Actually, he might actually have a substitute today. I forget. I forget. But anyway, there's going to be some here. Going to be giving them a message, and he's going to be reading from the black book called the Bible. Guaranteed. That's what churches do. So you're welcome. South New Jersey. Come on out. Enjoy the fellowship. Enjoy singing. They actually use hymnals in this church. I mean, once in a while they got the screen up there that you read the words to a song, but for the most part they actually use a hymnal, which is kind of rare anymore nowadays. They use a hymnal. The old days, the paperback, the ones that are all, they have the copyright because people are making money on the songs. And if you sing the song or publish it in your YouTube, you get flagged. Ask me how I know. That's why I now write my own songs for my YouTubes, because if you put in a song from church in your YouTube, you're gonna get flagged for copyrighted material. Everybody wants money. Oh, the headmaster's preaching today. See that? You got it right here live. So the headmaster is going to be preaching today. So you're going to have a special hit. If you want, let us know. You actually can watch it on the YouTube, by the way. It's being broadcast. But I gotta blow my nose. You don't want to do that on camera, right? It's like 50-some degrees. And I don't know about you, but I've got all this wet stuff on my veil here. It's only on the front part where I'm talking. So I guess I've been blowing a lot of hot air. Bunch of hot air. I figure this might help people understand what I'm doing out here. All right, we have a table set up. Want to go see what's on the table? Let's take a walk. You guys want to be on the live chat or no?
You don't.
Okay, well, no. Can I put the stuff on it?
No.
You don't want to be on it?
No, I don't care.
All right, so today we've got on the live chat today, we've got a couple boxes out here. These are the only folk out here selling stuff. And this is the market, White Horse Pike, not too far from Atlantic City, New Jersey. You can actually buy today, if you want, a whole entire ship. I'm gonna flip this around so it'll be forward. Look at this. This is worth millions. You can actually skip paying all those fees and all that extra money for all that. You can have your own ship. Look at that right here. And if you wait a couple more seconds, it's going to be wet because it's starting to rain.
Yeah, that's a heavy fog.
It's heavy fog. And look at this. I think there's an old truck. Look at this. You see this? It's better than an old truck. It's a gas tank, a gas pump. You can have your own gas pump. Does it even tell you what the price is?
No.
No, I mean it's zero. The gas prices is not
gas
listed.
prices. I wish it was no gas prices.
It is only 3 numbers, so it was a single digit back then. So there's only 3 digits. So this won't be able to have
5 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take it. Oh, I want to buy a thing of your honey.
Oh, thank you. We're gonna go get you some honey. I'll be right back. Do you want the dark or the light? Only because I have two darks and one bunch of lights. Because I had my new bottling I just did today. It's a different flavor. So the darker has more like flowers, and the lighter one tastes more like a sugary candy to me this morning when I tasted it.
I'll take the lighter one.
Yeah. So.
Right. Makes the honey I get is dark, but
Yeah, the real dark stuff almost tastes like a farm to me. You know, the real thick molasses type stuff.
as long as it don't taste like no mushroom farm.
I had honey from Pennsylvania, and it actually smelled to me like the horses. And I almost think it's because of the fields that they're you know, all the straw and stuff. It gets into the flavor. I think I really do.
Good. Yeah.
But I open it every day. Smells like I'm out in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Now, I forgot to show you over here, we have sneakers. I'm not just talking boring sneakers. We have sneakers that you can see in the dark with. Come on out here, White Horse Pike, and get yourself the shiniest, brightest sneakers I have ever seen in my life. And if you're not into the orange, we have purple. I mean, this is the girliest purple you have ever seen. This is like Easter purple. All right, if you're more of the conservative, we have red. And that's not some boring, this is the classy. This is the suede red. If you're not into the red, you really want to get around fast, we have the yellow. That way nobody will miss you on the side of the road. They will see you coming like lightning.
And his honey's great. It tastes just like
it's like you're like what's that lady that used to do the TV shows? Shirley. I forget her name. Just tastes like candy. Never not. I forget what her name. My wife likes that lady. Oh man.
What's your own Facebook page?
This is Galloway Lights, and it's on YouTube. I got kicked off of Facebook.
Oh, no, okay, YouTube.
God, he's in Facebook prison.
Yeah. I told Facebook I'm not ever coming back. So I made a new channel. And told them I made a video that says this is why I'm not coming back.
Galloway what?
Galloway Lights, all one word.
Galloway Lights.
Yeah. So I was on TikTok and I was trying to see how somebody was telling me how they made all this money, and apparently it was not TikTok, because when you go on TikTok, you get absolutely no money, but you have a lot of these live chats. So I was getting on these live chats, and apparently TikTok didn't like what I was doing, and they kicked me off. And when they kick you off, everything that you put on the YouTube or the TikTok is deleted instantly. And every comment and every video that you've ever made is gone instantly. And there's no coming back. And I had a heart attack. And you know what I just said? I wrote down a little video and made a new channel that says Galloway Lights is never coming back on this thing again. And that's what I'm doing. Never. Wasting my time doing TikToks. It's not worth it. Now YouTube has the same possible scenario. They say 3 strikes and you're out, and you can get 3 strikes in a row, and you could be out in a second in a flash and be deleted too. So I don't know. It's kind of a waste of time. But I don't know. It's the only one that I have left is in this one. Now there's some other Chinese channel I think we went on to, supposed to replace TikTok. Anyway, I tried that for a few seconds and nobody's on it, and
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
That's why.
So I'm not on there either. I had maybe I might have put on a video or 2, but other than that, ain't wasting my time on another Chinese channel. All right, so nobody's gonna watch my channel because I just put down China. Ha! Well, that's the American way, the American dream, is we put down everybody. I agree. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with what? With honey. It's just a phenomenal, profound miracle. Yeah, I don't understand the honey myself. It's actually sugar, from what people tell me in the scientific part of it. Of course, only data I have is from YouTube, because I do not. Once I got to the YouTube thing, I don't read the books anymore. Aha! So now I just read whatever people put down the stream. But sugar is all that is. It's flavored sugar. For some reason, people will tell me that you can buy corn syrup, which is made from plants and sweeten things. You can buy sugar cane, which is made from plants, which sweetens things. Or you can buy honey, which comes from plants and sweetens things. And it's all basically the same thing. Now, in the beekeeping community, the properties of this stuff are critical. Because if you get raw honey, raw sugar that hasn't been processed and filtered, there's a lot of junk in it, like ash and other nutrients that can make the bees sick. So we have to feed our bees pure sugar that's been filtered and bleached or whatever else they do to it, highly processed, and then they don't have to poo. And if they don't have to poo, they don't get sick. You can feed the bees honey, but they've got to be able to get out and poo. If they can't get out and poo, they get sick and they can die. And you can feed them corn syrup or corn, whatever it is. So that's the 3 things that people feed their bees, and they feed them all the times when there's no flowers coming in and there's no honey coming in. Because when they're not feeding, they start to dwindle in size. And if they dwindle in size, then when the food comes on, you got no bees to go get your honey. So that's the whole strategy with beekeeping. Trying to keep your bees constantly built up in numbers so that they're ready to get the honey when it's available. What a crazy, crazy world we live in. Never seen that thing have people there. I've never seen that thing have people there. Yeah, there is actually people here today. There is 2 people. I saw both of them yesterday. I guess they got conned into it. They were doing this years ago. I was talking to one of them, and I guess they just decided to try it again. So the way life goes, try something that used to be. I don't know if the yard sailing and flea markets are the same as they used to be. Supposedly you can make more money on Facebook, but I haven't figured it out. That's the one I was supposed to be on. Somebody was telling me that Facebook's the one. I went on the wrong place. It's I went on TikTok, but yeah, Facebook is the one you're supposed to make money. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I think the Facebook, when I was on there, their app was drawing my phone down. It was doing so much stuff that my phone was losing power and it was losing storage so fast that I had to delete the app because it was killing my phone. This last time I got a phone, I got twice as much storage, twice as much power, and I got it home and I immediately ran out of space, and the battery doesn't even last the whole day. And that was a couple years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't know if it's the same way for y'all, but the newer stuff seems to be worse. Worse, the phones have less space because the apps are more demanding, and the power consumption, I don't know, maybe the batteries are smaller. I don't get it. But a newer phone was worse. But I will say the picture was better. That was the only thing that was any good. It's not sugar, he says. We won't feed bees corn syrup. No, I won't feed corn syrup. There are some people that feed bees corn syrup. Now, this is what I've been watching on YouTube too, is the 3 things: the corn syrup, the honey, and the sugar, is all big pharma, whatever, big corporations arguing about who gets the money, from what I've heard. So they argue about tariffs and that kind of stuff, and apparently that's why we have corn syrup, because at one time sugar was outpriced by all the taxes and stuff. And so in order to sweeten things, they come up with this sugary stuff made from corn. Hence we have this high fructose corn syrup, and it's all because of the sugar battles. So that's why we have it. Other places might have beet sugar, yeah. It just depends on what's the best deal. You can quickly explain what you were doing and where you are. Well, Mr. Hal, I am a beekeeper. Been in beekeeping for possibly about 7 years. The reason I know it's 7 years is because there's a color for each year that we use to mark our queens. So it goes like Will, white, U, yellow, Raise, red, Good, green, Bees, blue. Now, blue I have seen on the bees twice. So that's 5, 6, and I'm in the 7th year because now we're back to white. So that's white twice. So that's how I figure out how many years I've been in beekeeping. So the first year I killed my bees, and it was a whole box. I spent almost $200 on the bees, and more for the boxes and the suits. A couple hundred, I don't know, it was like $500. And I almost had a heart attack and cried when I woke up one day, went out and looked after the winter, and the bees were all dead. And I could not believe it. I wasted all this money and time. And like most people, I didn't quit. I went out and bought more bees. Instead of 2 boxes of bees, one box, I bought 2 boxes of bees. I figured I'll have at least one get through winter. And I went through winter, and I worked my butt off. and I got more than 2 boxes out of winter after I was done. And I was then hooked, because now my obsession is to get more boxes of bees. Why do I want more boxes of the bees? Because I want to try more ideas on the bees. I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to try the other thing. In order to do that, you have to have more bees. So now the problem with the beekeeping is when you raise the bees, they make this nasty stuff called sugar. Or some people like to call it honey. It's backwards. And this stuff, you've got to get rid of somehow. Because if you got too much of it, it just takes up space. So what I am doing right now is trying to get rid of some of this honey. And it takes time. It takes dedication. And one of the ways is to sell it on the side of the road. Other ways is Facebook and YouTubes and through the mail and having all. But who has all the energy to go through all this stuff to try and sell some honey? You only have a few bottles of honey, and to go through all that effort, and then after it's all sold, have all these people wanting honey. It's like this snowball effect, and then it's like, all right, well, I don't have any honey, and then it all dries up, and it's like, so what are you gonna do? Start buying honey so you can sell honey, and then you'll be like all these other people. It's a monopoly. So I never really put a whole lot of effort into the selling of the honey. It's just, to me, it's just a headache. Really didn't want to get into it. I just wanted to buy. I just want to get bees and try things on bees. That's all I want to do. Did you see the new games that you can play on the live stream? Yeah, I saw a little box on the bottom here. It has all these different things you can play on YouTube. It's the same thing as TikTok. And I'm not sure if they take up the whole screen or what. They probably do. But why do you want to play games on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe it's the new thing, so you can entertain each other. Maybe it's like the days when we used to have live chat on the internet, and where you just kind of like play checkers with your far friend into another area. Maybe that's what it's come down to. Just a way for people to communicate with each other over distances. So when you're at that boring job, you can sit there and do something, manage your time, or when you're on that bus going somewhere, or on that airport waiting for them to do your security checks. I follow you, and you are making sense about the inventory. Uh-oh. That's not a good thing. Sometimes I drink honey directly from the bottle for the health. That's an idea. I just thought of something. I haven't done this for a while. I'll take you with me. Because I know if I leave, you'll want to go away. Because nobody wants to watch the boring screen. So, I planned ahead. I thought to myself, if I'm going to be out here selling honey, I'm going to get very tired. So I brought myself some ketchup. And this is not normal ketchup. It's a squeeze bottle ketchup. Squeeze bottle. It's very runny. It's actually Sugarade in a bottle. Don't squeeze too hard, it goes right down your throat and it gags you. But when I got into beekeeping with these bottles, my favorite is the squeeze bottle, because the last thing I want to do with my honey is pour it out of a jar and take this lid off and have it running down the side of the jar, or get a spoon and start digging it out. The squeeze bottle, you turn it upside down, and I just have the cap ready. I just pull the cap off and it's already at the bottom, and just starts running out. That's my kind. Now, when I got this ketchup bottle, this one was the blast. Look at this. You can have it upside down and the stuff doesn't pour out until you squeeze it. Then it comes out. That I was sold on. I wanted that for my honey jar. So my own personal honey jars, the squeeze bottle with the little stop, that's what I like to use. Oh, and for nutrition, I bought myself an apple. So I should be able to last the whole 2.5 hours or whatever I'm going to be out here until I quit and go to church. I probably won't come back. It's a hard way to make money. So I'm not drinking the honey directly from the bottle because when you do that, you get an instant sugar rise, and your brain goes brain fog. I've done that with the beekeeping. You go open up the frames, you pull a frame out, and you bite onto it. Zing, zing, zing. That ain't fun. I'll put you out. You have to 10:45. Yeah, I figured at 10:30 I should be able to get my stuff in here and head out to church and not be late, and I should be able to shake the guy's hand, get the bulletin, get a good spot in the pew. This is one of the few churches that actually have pews. Most churches don't have the foldable chairs anymore. I have an online store that I can sell my own products with and put how much is stock, and so they know if I'm out. Now, how much does that cost, having an online store? Are they taking commission? That's an idea. You have a big sign. Oh! A big sign. I made up a sign. I don't know if I remembered where I put it. Maybe I have to make a new one. I think I lost that. Oh. Guess I gotta make a new sign. There you go. I got a new sign. Big sign. Yes, I have a big sign. It says honey for sale. There you go. My big sign. Is that big enough? Let's see if the people can read it while they're going by. I can read it. It's a big sign. Is that big enough sign? Honey for sale. I think it's a good sign. I think you can read it from blocks away. I use fourth wall. It goes right through YouTube. There's a couple of others you can use with the cross underneath your video. That's an idea. I'll have to take a screenshot of that. Can I screenshot this? What, the screenshot doesn't work? What the hey? There you go. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming on in. If you don't post your sign, I will people know that you are doing. I have no idea how they know what I'm going to do. I thought it was just an international thing that people knew what you're doing when you got one of these things out. And I just assumed that they knew what I'm doing if I have this bottle of honey out on the box. I just assumed that they knew. So how many of you people eat your whole apple? Seeds and everything. Gotta get all that nutrition. I figured if people are interested enough, they'll just stop and look anyway. Don't even know what they're buying. Just know somebody's on the side of the road and want to ask. If they're not interested, they keep going. At least that's what I do. When I'm trying to go somewhere and I see someone on the side of the road, I got some other interest, I'm definitely not going to stop. Why would I want to stop when I want to go somewhere? That's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it. So how many more do you have to sell? Let's see, this morning, I'm thinking of how many I sold. 1. So if I started with 9, that means I have 8 to go. I'm going to have to say that that sign is only good for people walking by and not people driving 45 miles an hour. The speed limit on here is actually 50, so I'm guessing they're probably going 70. But you're right. You look like a high school teacher I had. Well, thank you. Now I'm having flashbacks of all the teachers that encouraged and inspired us to do what we're doing today. You're eating the core. Yes, I ate the core. Everything. The seeds of the apple are naturally arsenic. That's why you don't want to eat a whole bunch of apple seeds. It's cyanide, something like that. Yes, you're correct. They are poisonous. But who cares? I'm not in California, so I shouldn't have any problems with all those problems that people have. This is New Jersey, the Garden State. Toxins and pollution is what we live off of, right? You're on a roadside. Yes, I am roadside salesman. Oh, by the way, that honey came from just down the road here. So somebody's yard has flowers in it, and my bees went and stole it. As if you really think about it, bees are hoarders, which is kind of why I'm interested in them, because I love hoarding stuff. It's the American way. You buy and collect more than you really need, and then you have to try and find more places to put it. And that's what the bees do. They just take more than what they need, and then they just keep trying to find places to put it. And if they run out of space, they go and split the colony into multiple colonies, and so that they can find more places to put the stuff. Please don't assume. I tell you that at 40, police are coming by, 45 miles, your sign needs to have a bold letters. The police turned around. I'm gonna go get somebody. And he's got no headlights on and it's foggy out. Got no tail lights, no nothing. He is undercover. And it's jet black, so he can match with all the other cars. And you can actually see the traffic light down there now. Before you couldn't, but you can actually see down there is a traffic light. Whoops. There you go. There's the traffic light. The fog has gone away to the point where you can actually see the traffic light. And you can see the smoker moving back and forth. And we have had absolutely nobody come out here as of yet. Oh, you wanted to see the traffic light. I'm sorry. At 45 miles an hour, you need to have a bold black sign with letters about 18 inches high that says honey. 18 inches tall. Are you serious? Do you know how much? So now I'm supposed to build a sign in order to sell honey? Oh my goodness. This is getting to be a very expensive hobby. How about I just tell the bees not to make honey and then we'll have this problem? Tell them take that honey back where you found it. What is the tall brown thing? It's a very simple thing. The tall brown thing is a big super smoker. It's the biggest smoker in the world on live right now. Nobody in the world has a smoker this big on a live chat right now. And it's very simple to make. You take a standard smoker and you insert a stainless steel flexible chimney liner inside the center of it. And then you knock a hole in the back where the hole goes. And that puts the air into the smoker. And you take an old appliance and smash it flat and make a bottom. And then you take another piece of appliance, cut a ring, weld it together to your stainless steel chimney liner. And now you have a removable cap and a smoker that takes lots and lots of smoker fuel and lasts forever. Dude, you have a personality that could kill a bee. Nature show. There are some beekeepers out here that do that. And that's why I like to watch the beekeeping channels. Keeps all the political stuff out of my head. So I don't have to worry about all the stuff going on. That's why you need a big honey sign. I thought this was a big enough honey sign. I thought this is the monument to beekeeping right here. It's honey. If they really wanted to, I thought at 50 to 60, maybe 70 miles an hour, they should be able to see this little bottle of honey and say, hey, I want honey, and stop by. But if they're not into beekeeping and they're not into what honey is, they just drive right on by. Because I thought it was a nationally known thing that if you got bee boxes and a bee smoker and a bee veil, that's what that means, that you're out there selling honey. Don't you worry about the world. Focus on home. Don't worry about the world. Focus on home and the hobbies. Yeah, the problem with the home and the hobby focus is the world tends to take your fun away. I submit observation number 1. I used to have this little pole. And on the end of it was a long string with a hook. And I sit out there and I'd wait for something to come on the other line into the hook there and tug on it. And I'd reel it in. It was fun and exciting. Just sitting there waiting for somebody to visit me on the other end of the string. Until one day, somebody decided that they're going to start requiring me to document everything I bring in, the size, the weight, the location, and I have to do it online. And I was like, no thank you. That's not what I was out here to do. I'm not, if I wanted to be a secretary as a hobby, I'd go to some place that needs a secretary, not go fishing. So that's the problem with the big world, is they keep sneaking in and taking over all the fun. And I wasn't doing freshwater, I was doing saltwater, because saltwater was the only place that you didn't have to do all that nonsense. It was the last of the Mohicans. And they took it away. And even beekeeping, you have to have record keeping. You have to constantly go on the internet and fill out something that says that I'm a beekeeper and how many, where I'm at, and all that nonsense. And if you don't have the internet, I guess you can't be a beekeeper, because you can't get on the internet and fill out the reports and pay the money. So if you have no internet service, you can't be a beekeeper in the state of New Jersey. I don't get it. Sorry for that. I'm sorry to put you down as being a secretary. A secretary is a very valuable tool. I appreciate your dedication to keeping order and structure to everything. making sure that everybody else knows what's going on and which direction to go from all the data that you're collecting. But some of us don't like work. It's kind of like vacuuming the floor and doing dishes. Nobody likes taking out the trash. It's just these repetitive, boring things. We would rather be doing something like fishing. So now, according to the state of California, I am still a fisherman because some moron decided that bees are fish in the state of California because it was easier for them to write that into law than it was to say, save the bees. So they decided that fish already are protected. So if we change the name of a bee to a fish, then we can protect the bees and not have to do all kinds of legal laws and get them into operation. So now, technically, I am actually a fisherman in California because I take care of bees, because bees are fish. Even though they don't swim in the water, they swim through the air, I guess. In California, anything goes. In fact, in California, everything is causing cancer. But here in New Jersey, pollution is our world. So if it says caution may cause cancer, we buy it. We use it. It's okay. Lots of laughs. I was boring. You're right. The government shouldn't require all that stuff just for fishing. I totally agree with you. Hey, Ziggy's bees. Frank, honey bees don't need protecting. That's our native pollinators that Save the Bees campaign is about. Oh, so I'm raising the wrong kind of bees. I'm supposed to get native pollinators. Doggone it, I got this all screwed up. Well, Mr. Ziggy Bees, I agree with you. This last year, actually 2 years now in a row, I've been beekeeping in a farmer's field full of flowers that perpetually flower all summer long. And you can go back in the videos and you can see my documentation of it. And the honeybees were nowhere to be seen out there. Once in a while I would see, a few times I see a honeybee, but most of the time is all these other things that I've never seen before, these other insects on the flowers. So I don't know. I think maybe the honeybees may take over the world on certain things, maybe your trash can or whatever. But for the most part, I think the native bees got the rest because the honeybees ignored everything on that huge field of flowers. I refuse to follow lots of the rules. I will go to jail if needed. Oh, the cop came back. Does he have his headlights on this time? Hello from Newcastle, Delaware. Hi, Winnie Pooh was a big fan of the honey. Yeah, how come the Winnie the Pooh honey thing was like a big ball? Is that the original feces from animals on straw type hive? Is that what that was? It was like this dome-shaped thing. It's like, no, honeybees come in a square box. I think they called them a skep, which is like straw and animal feces all caked on it and dried out. We're not allowed to use it because it doesn't have frames, and so you can't take it apart. Crazy. Go fishing at the store. It's a lot easier. That's what people tell me, and it's actually cheaper because you had to pay for all your time and gas going out there. You had to pay for all your all your hooks and your lines and your sinkers and your weights and the lures and the fish bait. And by the time you're done, yeah, you're right. What's up with your head, dude? I have no idea. A girlfriend sounds easier. 54% is all honeybees can pollinate in North America. Our native bees pollinate 100%. Yeah, I agree with you there. I think the honeybees are kind of narrow focused on flavor or sugar content or something, and they ignore everything around except for what they're focused on. Honey, I shrunk my kids. Not talking food, just flora of North America. Yep. You need a new coat. What are you talking about? This coat is like brand new. It even still has the collar. Now you may ask me, how is that all shredded up near the end of the sleeve? That's because that's the working end. That's the part that keeps getting contacted every time you're in something mechanical, scraping and fixing things. But the liner still works. Yeah, my coats don't last very long. I have a bunch of them. People give me coats. I buy coats, and the first thing you go and shred it. And if you're a welder, you know what that's about too. You get pinholes in every one of them starts to get bigger and bigger. So I'd rather wear my old beat up coat than get a new coat and get depressed every time it gets another hole. But eventually the coat gets unbearable and I have to get rid of it. And I'm stuck wearing a new coat, worrying about every hole. And then you're like, oh, can I fix it? Can I patch it? It's a never-ending battle. Bunch of Amish beekeepers here in Ohio. Wow, the Amish, I didn't even realize that they are all throughout the world. I always thought the Amish were only in Pennsylvania. What the heck is it called now? Pennsylvania. Lancaster, Pennsylvania is the only one I remember. Of course, I don't really get out and drive around a lot. What are you doing with that lampshade on your head? that exactly what it looks like. Believe it or not, this lampshade on top of my head has been fixed by me several times. That's my homemade sewing right there. Because the lampshade lost this mesh in the front, the black part, got shredded. So I went to the fabric store and bought myself some whole mesh stuff and replaced the front section of it. And then I got too close to my smoker and made a hole in that one. So this last time I just patched it some screen from a window screen. So yeah, maybe I should make them out of window screen. It might be a little more durable. That might be an idea. So this lampshade has had some abuse, and once in a while I keep thinking there's a hole in here somewhere. No, I don't think there is. And the lampshade has two sections. The white section you can't see through, and the black section you can. Why it's not all black, I don't know. Maybe it's for shading. You need to see a dentist. Your teeth are rotten away. Nah, that's all just staining. It's from drinking a lot of sugar water. Winnie Pooh was eaten from the honey pot. I always liked his attitude. We are in South New Jersey, not too far from Atlantic City. The top of your hat looks like it is missing. Top of your head looks like it's missing because the sun. Missing because the sky does not match at that point. Oh, I see what you're saying. That is interesting. So the fog takes your head away. That is a very interesting observation. Cloudy skies. We're actually supposed to get some rain today around 2 o'clock. These kids today don't know nothing. Well, that is why we've got to somehow figure out how to get that information into their heads. It's like I was watching YouTube the other day, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Remember them kind of shows? Or PBS with what was it, Sesame Street? They were all people that were trying to figure out how to get information into kids' heads and trick the kids into watching it. So that's what you need to do, is trying to figure out how to get them to watch it. So you got to make your video games educational, kind of like Minecraft does. You know, we play a game called Minecraft and they build things, and I'm like, my kids are telling me about all this stuff, and it's like, because Minecraft incorporates the different information into the game, and so the kids are actually reading and learning stuff, and they got tricked into learning, oh, this stuff that is so boring otherwise to be. Like, who learns about rocks and minerals and the properties of different rocks, stones, and paper and wood and trees and manufacturing things? So they get tricked into it. Oh, Amish are in Pennsylvania, Indiana, I'm sorry. In Ohio, okay. I didn't know that. Why are you by the road? Because right now I'm at a flea market that says open. Open? Oh, flea market. It says flea market. And I think that's because that's the guy that's selling the shoes is running the flea market. Running the flea market for the shoes. Oh, go figure, he's got shoes and sneakers at his own flea market. But anyway, I'm on the side of the road because it is so empty out here at the flea market that I don't think anybody even know that there's anybody here. So I'm on the side of the road hoping that somebody actually sees me. Are you at the 33rd and 33rd Street? No, there is no 33rd and 3rd Street here. No. Yeah, you can generate. Yeah, you can be a generations. Yeah, you can be our generations of Mr. Rogers. No, I cannot, because I can't even read. Reading is fundamental. Where was that at? I forget what that was. That was another show. Some other thing that people trying to program you. Are you roadside? Flat tire with a load of Yeah. Actually, I had one person stop by thinking that same thing. That I'm roadside, stuck with my bees on the side of the road. But no, I'm actually trying to sell some honey. I'm not good at the sales part of it. This is day 2 of trying to sell honey roadside. So I'm learning as I go. Some people say I need a sign that it's got 18-inch letters that says honey. So we've got to make that in 18 inches high. So I don't know. Maybe that'll work. Maybe people can read signs, and maybe you have to put it like south of the border. You have like advertisements every couple of miles away. So maybe a couple of states away, you can have signs that say you're almost to Galloway Lights honey. Only 50 more miles to Galloway Lights honey, and we'll have all the signs put up, and then people will, work their way toward us and pick up some honey. That would be funny. Thank you to that mod. Do you sell on Facebook or Marketplace? No, I do not sell honey on Facebook or Marketplace. Facebook, I had that for a while, and it took over my phone. Took all my data, took all my storage space, took all my battery power, and I had to delete it. I just cannot have an app that is taking over everything in my phone. It's almost like I have this gimbal that you use. It's DJI gimbal, and as soon as you turn that thing off, you can't turn it off. It's like it hijacks your phone. It's like there's no way to turn the dumb thing off. I can't stand that kind of stuff, so I don't use it. How much do you sell your honey? I sell so much honey on Marketplace. Maybe that's the way I should be going. It'd be a lot less standing around. Maybe sell on Etsy and Amazon. I just lost my smoker. That car was so windy, it blew over my smoker. Well, if you hurry up, you can come here and get dirty honey. My honey has just hit the dirt. Good thing about this honey is it has a very cleanable label. So a little wipe it off on my shirt and she's back in the business. Shiny, clean honey from right off the bottom of the honey. Nobody will ever know. And that's another thing I think is funny about honey. Some people get all hyped about like putting on hair wigs, hair nets to try and keep your hair out of it. They want to make sure there's no cats and dogs and pets around because of the fur. And they want to make sure their bottles and everything are all sanitized and clean. I got news for you. The honey comes from flowers. One of which is like this dandelion. And do you know where this dandelion is? It's on the side of the road next to all this dirt and dust. Let me show you. You see that? There's all kinds of garbage down here. There's some, I don't know what that is, a piece of clothing. What's this, a cigarette butt? I don't know what that is. There's another cigarette butt. I don't know what those white things are. But it's right here, next to the dirt. That's where our honey comes from. And you're worried about your honey getting all dirty? It's been in the dirt. It grew out of the dirt. Ugh. People are so funny. It's kind of like buying potatoes and saying, oh, I don't want dirt on my potatoes. It came out of the ground. And if they're a farmer and they use fertilizer, fertilizer is animal feces. So is growing in animal feces. Get over it. I don't want my dirty potatoes. I don't want carrots with dirt on them. That's like saying I want my meat without the blood in it. Yeah, right. I've got news for you. It used to have blood in it. Get used to it. That's how the meat grows. It's like shrimp. Oh, I don't want the vein in the back of my shrimp. I don't want to be eating that gross stuff. Gotta pull that vein out of my shrimp. Eat the whole thing. Eat the tail. When you get one of them crayfish, just crunch the whole thing. The shell, the legs, everything. The brain, the eyes, just eat it all. Hey, Mr. Howell, my hives are in South New Jersey. Galloway Lights is the name because we're in Galloway, New Jersey. That's where all the bees are. They go for about 3 miles around radius is what I hear is where they get all their food. So within a 3 mile radius, they are grabbing everything out of people's yards, out of their trash cans, wherever they can find it. Oh, wow, there's a weight thing here. So that's why I tell people you could be eating honey from trash cans. Just depends wherever the bees are getting it from. Oops. How many honeys come from your trees? Chat and fingers. Yeah, that's what they keep telling me, is that the trees have more flowers for the bees. Because one tree can have more spread of flowers than on the ground. The only thing with the trees is they're very short-lived. So some flowers, like dandelions, they're all summer long. Whereas the flowers, like my apple trees, are just starting to come on right now. They'll be out there for a couple of weeks, and they'll be done. And it'll be over. You gotta wait all another year for them to come back again. You mock more hoarding. I love hoarding. That's the American dream. Buy more. I mean, how many people have like a whole drawer full of cell phones that they're afraid to throw away because they don't want anybody to get their data? Or the only way to get rid of them is they smash them into small pieces and get rid of them. Don't forget the trees have honey. Yes. Clean and sanitize your bottles. Or so last year. Where do you get your honey? Or do you make it yourself? No, I do not make the honey myself. The bees do it. They hoard it for me. 10% off. I'm on the way. Just in 2 weeks, I sold 1,100 in honey in a quart jar in the marketplace. 25 a quart. Wow. Yeah, I don't even have that much honey to be even getting involved with all that. Hopefully, it'll be going anyway soon. Then we'll have to worry about it next fall, or this fall coming up. Yes, Jesus loves you. By the way, what time is it? It is 8:44. So we got a little bit more time, because I've got to get out of here at 10:30. Got to go to church. That's another thing about the Saturday and Sunday selling things. Two different, I guess, faiths pick different days of the week to worship their Father in heaven. And the question always was, working on Sunday or working on Saturday for the other folk. You have to fight the whole battle. It's like, should I be even selling something on Sunday? Crazy. I used to be with the old school where you didn't even want to work on Sunday. If a job required me to go work on Sunday, I wouldn't do it. I would say, nope, I'm not going for your job. I'll go find some other job. And then I realized that Saturday and Sunday is the only time I actually can buy something, because that's the only days I have off. So now I'm buying from people that are working on Saturday or Sunday. So that threw that whole thing out the window. You get along real good with my wife. I call it collecting and not hoarding. Makes me feel a lot better. Yeah, I have a lot of broken stuff. Stuff that don't work no more. Especially like batteries for drills and power tools. And the dream is someday I will get in there and figure out a way to fix it or repair it. And so as long as there's that dream of fixing and repairing it, I hold on to it. And so that's one of the biggest issues I have, is a bunch of broken junk. And when my wife sees me buying something, she's like, well, if you're gonna buy one of those, you gotta throw one of those away. So then you pretend that you're throwing one away. Like, I had an old van, don't tell her. But instead of throwing it away, I cut it up and I took all the pieces and I stashed them. And am I glad I did? Because this winter, I used the rear end of that truck or van to fix my truck. Got her going. She's like, where'd you get the part? Because I didn't throw it away. So yes, hoarding sometimes saves you. But a lot of times, you spend 5 years trying to figure out where the parts are. Or you open it up and find out that it's been trashed by a mouse or something like that, and it's useless anyway. So then you gotta go buy another one anyway. Do you get blackberry honey? There is a possibility I get blackberry honey. I don't know where the bees get it. But here in South Jersey I am, it's pretty much all residential. So if somebody has blackberries in their yard, which I doubt, most people have grass around here, then yes, we get blackberry honey, but most likely, no. Most likely we're probably getting our honey from trash cans, where people have their extra soda pop or something like that they left in the bottle, and the bees have gotten it out. And so I think we have trash can honey here in South Jersey. Just do a factory reset on your phone. It'll erase everything. Now that is an awesome idea. The only thing about the factory reset is then now you've got to go and find all the stuff to try and get the thing to work again. Because when I got my first cell phone, like this one that I have here, I opened it up and it could do nothing. I had to go find all the stuff to make it work. And that's time consuming. You spend hours putting all that stuff back in there. What are you collecting? Let's see. I like to collect bottles. I like to collect metal, like aluminum, copper, brass, and steel, stainless steel, car parts, bee boxes, bee frames, bees. It just never ends. I don't, but my wife does, mostly craft stuff. But anything I have in home, she gets tons of it. Yeah. I find more satisfaction in buying things than trying to figure out what I got and use it. My favorite thing used to be going to a store and just going up and down the shelves trying to find something that would be fun to buy. You go home and you stick it on a shelf or in a pile and you go do it again. Buying things, instant high, just buying things. Why is that? And then when you go home, it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to use that. And it just sits there. Berry honey, it tastes sweet. Then seeds aftertaste. Kind of cool. Uh-oh. We have somebody out here buying something. Oh, wow. We've got somebody out here buying something. Uh-oh. Somebody's buying some shoes. And I don't think they're barefoot or pregnant. Uh-oh. Maybe this is the place that people know to come find shoes. Maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe that's what it's about. It's just having an ongoing, do the same thing every day. Blowing firewood. I just subscribed. I like to collect paper. the 100s on it. Now, that brings up a very good question. Why is there nothing bigger than a $100 bill? I mean, come on. I mean, back in the day, $100 was worth something. Now, if you go to the store, you need several of them to buy anything. We need a bigger bill. We need a $1,000 bill. Am I right? We need a $1,000 bill by now. I mean, just think. If you go and try and buy a house, you're going to need 400,000 of them in order to buy a house. 400,000 $100 bills. I don't know. Oh, and don't even think about doing that, because if you carry that much money around, the police think it's drug money and they'll steal it from you. And it's legal. They just take the money right out of your possession. So you're not even allowed to carry the money around. So, I don't know. It's called retail therapy. It's the feeling of buying stuff to give the power of buying stuff. I was watching something about that. So the poor folk go around, they buy donuts for over $1 a donut because that's what we can afford. Where the rich people go around and buy yachts or something like that, or islands. Gives us the feeling that we actually have some value to what we've spent all our life trying to earn, huh? Buying things. Psychological feeling that I have some power in this world where I'm not. And I'm going to fade away, and tomorrow I'll just be worm food. Our government likes to waste paper. Yes, they do. And when you go to recycle and find a depression of how things get recycled, and how the paper fibers get broken up so many times that they're basically powdered, dust, and useless, the recycling thing's a joke. You're right, at least a $500 bill, yes. How many of you buy a newspaper? Not one of us. Instead of buying newspapers, today we buy apps. Apps. The only thing with the app is you got no room on your phone for them all, so you have to get rid of an app. So you can't hoard everything because it's not unlimited data and space in your phone. So that's the only reason I have very limited apps. Otherwise, I'd be hoarding apps. Because I used to go, when I first got a phone, I'd be loading every possible app that I could use. And now I can only have like 5 or 6 before my phone crashes. And I can only have so many videos in my phone. Hence why I have to do YouTube, so I can store my phone videos somewhere else, because my phone doesn't have enough data, because I like to hoard videos. And I hoard other people's videos because I found out that instantly they could be disappear. And I warn you, if you do remixes, the secret to a remix is it can be deleted if the person's original video that you're remixing gets changed. If they decide to delete the video or make it non-public, your video, the remix, will be gone instantly. So make sure you download your remix videos. If you like the part you have put into it, which is actually the part that's yours, and you want to reuse it, you gotta download it. So my suggestion today is download every remix that you have done today before it's lost, because your hoarding will fail you if you don't. It'll all be gone. Ask me how I know. And don't do TikTok, because that can all disappear in a day. So make sure every video you put on TikTok, you download it, because it'll all be gone. And then you gotta buy all kinds of ways to store it and pay per month in order to store all this video storage. And so that you have it and you'll never watch it again. At least you have it somewhere if you can remember the passcode. I used to have 2 newspaper routes. I loved that job. I tried newspaper route for my sister one day, and I got so aggravated I couldn't remember the route and where they go, and I quit. By the time I was done, I was like, I don't remember which street I'm supposed to do, and it took 5 years to try and do the route, and I went backwards and forwards so many times. By the time the day was over and nobody had their papers, good luck. I can't do the same route every day. It gets boring anyway. Nate, why did you say 2 newspaper routes? Or 2 different papers in town? I bet there were. I actually remember talking to a guy that used to have newspaper publishing. He used to publish them. And he says the problem was the chemicals would get to him. So that was a very toxic job, he said. Once you memorized the house, it was awesome. Yeah, the memorizing part is the hard part for me. I mean, I went over that route 100 times, and I was ready to sub for her, and I failed so bad. Doing normal sounds interesting. How many books? How many of you buy books and what type? Books.
It's a Galloway Lights.
Galloway Lights, all one word.
Galloway Lights.
Yeah. So, books, it's all ebooks nowadays. So, ebooks is the way you got to do it. And the thing with ebooks is they can be deleted in a flash. So when you're buying a book, you're not really buying it, you're just kind of grabbing on it with your money in hopes that you have it when you want it. I had to pay $2.99 to read an article in Chicago Tribune. Yeah, I used to try and go to the freebie ones. You go on the internet and try and download the article. Couldn't even find it. So I sooner gave up on hoarding newspaper articles because people was. I have an article or something you want to read, and I'm like, too complicated, too much involved. So I gave up on hoarding newspapers. If you put it on YouTube, I'll hoard it. I like that. I got so many tips on Christmas. Early to mid-90s. When my neighbor used to do newspaper deliveries, I would just get the whole entire bundle of newspaper for free. Yeah. I remember that. People used to give up the route, or they get extra. That's the other thing. The newspaper people used to give you extra papers because they wanted you to hand out free papers to people to try and get them hooked. Just throw them in the nearest dumpster. Who wants to go around looking for people's yards to throw newspapers in? Free advertisement. And the newspaper thing, you had to actually buy the rubber bands, the plastic bags. You had to buy the newspapers. You had to buy everything. And then you're hoping that when you deliver them, that the people will be happy with you and hopes that you get your money back. It was a whole scam. You just get hooked. Mostly honeybee books, yes. Now, the other thing I start to collect now is honeybee magazines. So for some reason, the beekeeper community, they send out magazines still. I think I have like 2 types of magazines come in my house. It's like the, I have 2 types of magazines. It's like the Uline magazine where you order bottles for your honeybees, and then the honeybee magazines for all the boxes and stuff. That's the only types of magazines that I see anymore. Harbor Freight's used to be a magazine. I haven't seen one of them for a long time. Now that they got the stores going on. Yeah, everything is digital, definitely. But the advantage there is you don't have to worry about storing all this stuff and saving it. You just let it get deleted. Unless you're like me and you start screenshotting every... Try to save the screenshots of all the stuff you want to buy. And I miss getting those phone books. It was always interesting to look through them. Yeah, the last phone book I got was all the commercial stuff. So it's all the businesses. All the residential stuff is gone. So I don't know how you're supposed to find somebody's phone number if you want to say, oh, I want to see Cousin Joe. What's his phone number? I don't know how. But I like the store stuff, lots and lots. Yeah, I have thousands of screenshots. Yeah, and then here's the thing when you're a hoarder. You've got to stay organized. You can't just take all your stuff and put it in one box. You gotta separate. What the heck is that for? I remember that one. Dude, there's a bit. Yes, there's a video I don't remember. Holy cow! I don't remember that one. I forgot my video. I forgot my own video. There's actually Christmas lights. Wow. So that's what happens when you put out too many videos. You start forgetting where your videos are at.
So why did Facebook take you off there? What they said? What you was
They
doing?
gave you no
Warning?
warning at all. It was just one day it was gone.
You got bees in there?
There should be. I was thinking about it, but we've got two young people over here watching YouTubes. The YouTubes? Probably about 14 years. But the problem is that nothing ever happens. You know, it's like a lot of times when you do YouTube, nobody watches it, and so you just get depressed. So you only put something out, and then you forget your passwords. Like one of my channels, I can't get to it because I don't remember the password. So it's out there forever stuck. So then one day I put on a YouTube channel the beekeeping video. So people watching.
You ever got bit?
Yeah, I had one. One time, yeah, that's why I have so many subscribers. No, I mean the beekeeping channel got bit. Oh, the bees? From the bees, they do that all the time.
They bite you all the time?
Yeah, it's actually a sting. So it's the back part. It's like a little needle. And it goes into your hand and it has a little sack. Yeah, if you don't scrape the sack off, it keeps pumping.
Yeah,
even though the bee's not there, it just pumps.
That's why.
And the longer it pumps, the more venom you get.
I was doing 80 mile an hour in a pickup truck. Going out on Ford and had the windows down because we didn't have air conditioning in that truck. It was 112 degrees. The freaking killer bee came in. I had a tank top on. Right here, the window, down my shirt, stung my tits so freaking big. Oops, I'm on there.
Honeybee only does it once. It only does it once.
Fucking several
Yeah.
times. And then I hit it and smashed the bee. And we stopped at this gas station. I lost control of the truck. He's grabbing the wheel from me and everything. And I'm crying because it's burning like
Yeah.
my tip.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It swelled up around the stinger,
Yep.
and it was still pumping that
Yep.
stuff in. So we stopped at the gas station. I goes, that's a killer bee. He goes, you're lucky there were more things come in and everything. So I like honey, I hate bees.
The point part hurts.
Yeah. I respect that stuff like out by my lighthouse and everything. All of a sudden we got out there. Of course, we get stoned. Out in the middle.
Somebody decided to introduce Africanized bees because it help the pollinators survive better.
Just like they brought the coyotes in to kill the overpopulation of rabbits. Now you got the overpopulation.
Always messes something else up. Nothing worse. You don't have a nucleus.
So now you caught that.
Oh man. Hope you guys.
That story.
Yeah, I hope you guys didn't hear that one.
Delete.
Yeah, the funny thing with YouTube, you can get kicked off. The YouTube algorithm kicks you off for certain things. They get away with a lot of things nowadays, but there's certain things like
Yeah, well, they want to keep
one
kids
guy was
watch it and
doing
everything, you know?
a gun demonstration. He says, "I can't do that on YouTube."
No, not allowed to.
And we used to get nailed for that that virus that was going on. As soon as you said the word, you get flagged. So you had to use code words for the. Well, what it is actually the people that pay for the advertising are the ones that run the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So because they're trying to make money off of the YouTubes, they pull all the punches. So if they don't like the
Right.
politics
If something's
involved with the
vulgar
advertising,
on there or something like
yeah,
that.
so then they can't
I don't
advertise
blame
them. So
you know.
it's all about the ads.
Right. You can't blame them. I mean, if you're paying money,
Yeah.
good money for advertising and everything, and somebody comes over and ruins your thing,
Yeah.
you're talking about
Your whole business
the
going out the pot.
crosses and
Yeah.
this and that and everything else, and somebody's coming in with something vulgar. You're like, "Oh."
Yep. Everyone, all your business.
Right. Right.
I am now broke because I can't sell anything. Yeah. Used to deliver phone books. Remember selling phone book ads? $1,000, I think it was like a month for an ad. There's like one line. So we have now got 4. 1, 2, and including myself makes 5. 5 people out here to try and sell stuff. Hopefully, customers. These YouTube streets are wild. You heard it loud and clear? Oh no. I also have to buy books about modern day bank robbers and on eBay to present. Yeah, the famous people. You get famous by doing something wrong. Go figure. Let's see what we got for sale today. We got, oh, my first honey customer is here back. Do you want to be on YouTube or no? You want to be on YouTube? If you don't, just I won't put.
I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, you don't have to talk. I'm just your picture might be there if I'm walking around because I'm on YouTube live right now.
Oh, if I'm walking, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not much of a speaker.
Yeah.
I
So
freeze up.
this is my first customer right here. Yesterday, my first bottle of honey ever sold in the state of New Jersey, and she was downing it. What did it taste like?
It was delicious. I was eating it all day. Unfortunately, it's lush.
That is the only problem with the honey. It goes zoop, right up to your head. I remember the first time I did that. I put right out of the combs and I started eating it. And I'm like, oh, the people do this on YouTube all the time. And all of a sudden, I'm like, my head's up in the clouds. I'm like, we can't be doing this anymore. Can I show them some of the things you have for sale today?
Sure.
If you come out today, you can buy a bike. Whoa. Is that backwards? Let me see.
Yeah, bike sign.
Well, see my YouTube, if I do this camera, then you can see it. Look at that. So you can buy a bike sign. That's what people want me to have that says honey. They said that nobody can see my sign. I wrote it like 2 inches high. And we have a clock. Remember the days when you used to use clocks like that? It actually doesn't tell you what the time is, but you have to figure it out what those numbers mean. Kids these days, it's all digital. I don't even think they have a digital clock on their phone that they can read.
Here's a Star Wars Monopoly.
Look at that.
Yeah. I think 1997.
So you can win the whole world if you win this game. That is amazing. You used to play this game for hours trying to steal everything from your friend. Those were the days. I'm going to say this is another ship. Actually, it's upside down. Let me turn it upside for you. There you go. And it actually has the people in there. Remember the days of this? Collecting action figures? You'd spend hours doing that. This is the only boy dolls we could ever play with and not get laughed at. And here's a poster. Remember putting them all over your windows and all over your house, mom and dad? Stay out of my room. Oh wait, you're gonna lose the paper. Let's put it down before it blows away. And this is some of your collectible stuff. This is too modern to be out here. Look at that. It's a monster. And what are these? Droids or drones?
Gnomes.
Gnomes. That's the things that people put in their lawns sometimes, right?
Yes.
The whole collection. That's like the family. There's like a mama and dada and the baby and the uncle.
How about Dr. Evil?
Never even heard of Mr. Evil.
Austin Powers.
And what is it, Patch Kid?
Strawberry Shortcake.
My goodness. Remember them days? I couldn't stand my sister watching that stuff. And the commercials, we used to watch them all the time.
I don't think Strawberry Shortcake had a cartoon.
Yeah, it was all the
Back in the
commercials,
day.
right?
Well, this is only a quarter of the stuff. Of course, I'm not putting everything out because it might pour.
Yeah, we're gonna get rain at 2 o'clock, they said.
2 o'clock? Okay, I'll be out here till 1:30 then.
All right, you guys, tell me what this means. What does that say?
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Oh.
All right, I don't get that one.
That's a picture frame.
Oh, I thought the cat made a hole in the wall.
You put
It
your
says
picture
bad
of
cat.
your
Oh, okay, I thought the cat made claw marks right there in the middle.
Your picture of your...
I was confused. That's terrible. Ugh. Every grown-up were innocent back then. Yes. Tell your friends about honey. I remember your parents have their own friends come over and play Monopoly. Yeah, I remember them days. They're talking about your game already.
Wow. $15.
Oh no, Monopoly!
It's a good deal.
They want to buy your Monopoly.
It's $15. I mean, that's
They're,
just the.
they're only a couple states away.
Oh wow.
This is worldwide, so
That'll be more than in shipping, right? Than this.
that's the problem with
15.
a lot of this stuff anymore. The shipping costs. I sent a bottle of honey somebody had out west. They wanted it. It cost them almost $30 for one bottle. I was like, what the? It's like.
Well, is that you got Phillies? Well, they're not a Phillies fan
Oh yeah.
because they're not from this area.
Yeah.
Whoever you're from.
Well, there is no state New Jersey fan, is it? We don't have a team, do we? There's no sports team for New Jersey.
That would be New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Philly in New York.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So we don't have our own team, so we've got to be somewhere else. And is that a noisemaker? No, that's a vase, I
don't
guess.
know what it is because I'm also selling for someone that has an antique
Collection.
spot. Yeah,
Gotcha.
well, they have a spot at antique store.
Oh
They
wow.
rent space, so I'm just
Is that in Smithville?
Hamilton.
Hamilton? Oh wow. So if you want to see some more stuff in Hamilton, we've got another store that she's got lots of stuff to play with.
Yeah.
That's the only problem with this kind of selling is you got to keep loading and unloading. When you got it in a store, you don't have to do anything. Just let it sit, stage it, and not worry about it. This is a lot of work. It's called working hard for the money. So we've had 0 customers so far.
Yeah.
Absolutely 0. The only honey that I've sold here is to the people that are trying to make money.
That's right. There was me. There was a lady over there. We're about the third one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You sold all 3
Yeah,
to us?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. And I just sold another one, so that's 4 now. Today.
I think I bought it because you're a good salesman.
Oh.
You are. I was listening to your story and I liked it. And other than that, I wouldn't have bought it if it was just sitting there. I like your story.
I was thinking today that the only thing that I could probably sell is like hot cocoa, chocolate, hot tea or something that people will be eating over here at the yard sale because this is nothing else to do. Have our own like tea making with honey. But you probably have to have a license to do that. Selling food, right? Like that. Food license? I don't know. Probably get arrested. I should do a yard sale soon. Yeah, the fun thing about a yard sale is afterwards you can put it out to the curb and give it away for free. Nobody buys this stuff. She should tell her friend about the honey. Somebody likes the strawberry shortcake.
Yeah?
Yep. Should I wait outside the bank or just in case? They're talking about robbing banks now. Somebody likes collecting books on how to rob banks.
Right. Good luck.
Have you read the latest book on how to rob a bank? Oh my goodness. Oh, somebody said it says wisdom in Chinese.
Wisdom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they actually, somebody said it's not Chinese, it's Japanese.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge difference.
Now they're having to argue. This says the same thing.
You're right. It's Japanese. You know what you should say is Asian.
Yeah.
Don't do Japanese and Chinese. Don't mix them up.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. Only in the United States do we not know the difference.
Yes, exactly.
We are focused on United States only. We are the melting pot of America.
Yeah. And we also all look alike, just like they all look alike.
Yeah, we all inbreed with ourselves. Once you get over here on the boat and you stay and you enjoy it so much, you like paying taxes, you just mix with the rest. Our freedom. We think we have freedom when we get fooled. Yes, just come over here, get fooled into the freedom feeling. In the future, bees will go insane and attack everyone wearing hats and nets. Is that going to be like this spotted lanternfly that was supposed to take over the world that I don't see anymore? Have you seen a spotted lanternfly?
No.
Nope. Now, when I was in Pennsylvania, there was one spot every place you walk. There's like flat flies all over the ground, but they actually make honey out of that. It's the poo that comes out the butt. The honeybees take it and make honey out of it.
Back end sounds better.
So we call it spotted honeydew. Honeydew, they call it. Honeydew because it's from the dew.
Oh, gee.
And it's actually a luxury. People like it. Honeydew honey. It's supposed to be beneficial to you. Like there's another very highly expensive honey. It's supposed to have a lot of more Manuka. It's supposed to be up to the same level of Manuka.
I actually have that.
Yeah.
It's like a jar like this, like $20.
Does it taste good or it's definitely the same?
I don't notice.
Yeah, it's like why? It's like buying a diamond ring. Should I get the real one or I get the fake one? It looks the same.
A lot of medicinal properties
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Cultured diamond or plastic diamond is cheaper. Bees can't go to prison for robbery. Yes, bees are hoarders and they're thieves. They go and steal the honey from people's yards and they bring it back, and somehow it's legal.
Someone said that.
Well, that's what the discussion is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because that's what the bees do. They go and steal from other people's flowers in their yards, and there's no fences to stop them from doing it. It's not your yard. They're stealing the flower honey from. So basically, we're supporting the robbery.
I wouldn't call it stealing.
And in return, they get pollination of the flowers. So it's an exchange
See how
thing.
knowledgeable you are.
Oh man! Some of you guys are writing some comments that are having to be reviewed. So I don't know. The Arizona flea market is a nice place. I love to see all the stuff, and I've been to Canada. That's Delaware, like was it one of the 13 colonies never paid attention in school. Yeah, the original 13 colonies. When the bees move in the area, do your house drop in value? I guess it depends on the sting factor. There's a lot of Africanized bees down south, and when they move in the area, yes, the sting factor gets to you very quickly. But when we go up here in this part of I haven't really seen too many of the stinging Africanized bees, so I don't know. Maybe they can't survive too well out here. I don't know. I think I'm going to move my honey sales into the lot now that we got one customer. One customer. So we're going to